Hey, so this is a collaboration video hosted by Mindy at Mindy Mom. Mindy, thank you so much for including me in this collaboration. I really appreciate it. I will have Mindy's link in the description box below, along with all the other participants, so definitely go check them out. If you're coming from one of their channels, thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope you subscribe. So this is how we are going to handle our weight loss through the holiday season. Let's see. How we plan to work the holidays, how we plan to stay accountable during the holidays, and what we plan to do to make progress or at least stay the same. So my plan through the holidays is to make progress. If I stay the same, at least I've stayed the same, and I think that I should be happy with that. But my goal and my plan is to make progress during the holiday season. And there's a lot of goodies that go around this time of the year, a lot of goodies at work, a lot of parties, just a lot of things going on. And I don't, um, I don't have a lot that like there's not a lot of parties that I am invited to or participate in, and so that makes it a little bit easier for me. I know that a lot of my coworkers, there's a lot of parties that they go to, and that's a lot of food being, you know, um, tempted with. And I think the biggest thing for a party or a gathering or a social event for me is to try to mix and mingle and stay away from the food table, because I find for myself, I hover the food table, and um, I have found that if I don't hover the food table and I go to like the other side of the room or even another room, if that's possible, that's definitely easier um, to avoid my habit of hovering the food table. Um, I know that like at parties, a lot of times I know at least at my work parties, there's a lot of times there's a veggie platter, and that's where I try to go at first, and I try to get veggies and fill my plate at least half with veggies, and then try to get a couple appetizers. And then, like I said, I try to walk away. That's what I tried to do last year. Even the potlucks, we just had a Thanksgiving potluck at work. I'm sure that we're going to have a Christmas, something Christmassy. Um, I know last year I was working more closely with the public, and I'm kind of in the back office. I am in the back office now. So the public bringing in food will be so much easier this year, because when you work with the public, they're always bringing in food. And I know with my work, when I was working with the public and they would bring in food, it was for everyone. So last year I tried to just stay away from it. If they would put it up on the counter, I would say, can we please put this down underneath the counter so that you guys know where it is, but I'm not tempted with it being right out in front of me. I try to remind myself what I'm doing here and why I'm on this weight loss journey, and what my why is, and how important this is to me to be healthier and to be more active. And that usually helps you know, in the moment, I try to remind myself why I'm here, why I'm doing this, why this is so important to me. And for me, it's being more active, and it's feeling more healthy, and it is a little bit about the vanity, and I want to look better. And because when I look better, I feel better. When I feel like I look better, I know I feel better. Um, and so I just try to remind myself of all those things. And at my Thanksgiving, um, I guess you would call it a potluck this year, I scanned everything, including the desserts. decided if that was worth it to me, because I could back off on the mashed potatoes a little bit, or I could back off on the stuffing a little bit if I chose to have a small piece of pie. Now, the sweets aren't as difficult for me as like the chips and the crackers and cheese and pepperoni. Those things are more tempting to me than the desserts are. So, I like I said, I have to scan everything and decide what's most important to me. And this year, I think I did really well with my Thanksgiving meal at work. And I chose to load up on the fruits, and they didn't have a veggie platter at my work Thanksgiving, but I chose to load up on the fruit and then just put a little side of a couple pieces of cheese and a couple pieces of pepperoni. And so I still got that taste, but it was a lot less. So, if you're one um, that the sweets are a big thing for you, cut that little piece of pie and then add some fruit to your plate, and um, add some, a couple nuts. And so you have a variety, but you still get that little piece of what your favorite thing is. So, I mean, I guess that's how I plan to, one, I plan to have success. I plan to have progress. Um, Progress is the word that I want to use. Success, we will all be successful, because there's always another thing that I want to do this year is I want to every day think of a non-scale victory, and focus on those non-scale victories, because I'm really realizing how important those are to remember. When I don't have a loss on the scale like I wanted to or I expected to, looking at my big picture and looking at the 80 pounds that I've lost is so important to me. And that's going to be so important to me this holiday season, and reminding myself of that and looking at those non-scale victories, when I took a smaller piece of pie, or when I was able to pass up the pie, or um, you know, somebody noticing my weight loss, fitting into a smaller pair of pants, or any of those things. I want to jot those down every day. I want to find at least one non-scale victory, um, starting, I starting that this week, and I'm just going to continue it even past the holiday season. But I really want to find something every day, a non-scale victory to be grateful for and to be thankful for, because those non-scale victories are things that we can be grateful for even when the scale isn't budging. There's things that we can be positive about and look forward to, and be encouraged about, be motivated. We can motivate and encourage ourselves by all of those little things that we see that are so positive, that are happening and changing in us through our weight loss journey. So, being accountable, tracking everything. I am so big on tracking, and how important that has been to me in my weight loss journey. Um, if I don't track, I get off track. I get off plan. My portions are bigger. If I don't weigh and measure everything and track everything, my portions are bigger. My mother always said, don't let your eye, don't let your um like, don't go by the portions on your plate. She didn't want me to take more than I thought I could eat, but don't let your eyes be bigger than your belly. That's what my mother would always say, because when I am not good at eyeballing any kind of portion. I have to weigh and measure everything. And if I'm in a situation where I can't weigh and measure everything, then I use those measurements of the fist and the palm of the hand and the thumb, and I think it's the index finger, the tablespoon and the teaspoon, and um, a deck of cards. All those things, if I'm not in a situation where I can weigh and measure, those things are a good guide, and a good thing to go by. So that's how I plan to be accountable and to see progress. That's my goal, is to see progress throughout this holiday season. So, all right. Well, thank you so much for watching. I really hope that this was helpful to you. And I'm looking forward to watching everyone else's videos and getting ideas, and just to get us through this holiday season with all those goodies out there, and all the helpings of everything, and to be able to enjoy it, but to stay on plan is my goal. And we can do this. So, all right. Well, thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, leave me a comment down below, and I will see you next time. Bye.